All right, yeah. So I was having to ask you for money for parts yesterday, which I apologize about that. It tends to happen towards the end of the month, get real broke. But anyway, I didn't give it the full once over yesterday like I usually do since I was waiting. So I'm doing that now while I'm getting everything on. So I'll go ahead and show you. See how we got the new rotor and stuff set up. But let's take a look here. Well, so far our suspension actually looks really good. Yeah, there's not play in the tie rod. So your tie rods are good. Upper ball joint. Yeah, boot's in good shape. It's looking pretty rigid. Well, a little aging, and not too bad. Oh, and lower ball joint looks excellent. Which once I get the wheels on, I'll use the. There's a little trick I can use with the. What do you call it? The pry bar to kind of double check. But I mean, looking at these, I would think it looks like both your upper and lower ball joint. Your tie rod end's excellent, so you won't have to worry about that anytime soon. Now on this, I just don't know when you've done stuff. I imagine your springs are probably good, but I will say I've noticed that shocks just never last long. So if you, well, yeah, for that matter, you see this. So yeah, I know for sure now. This is from the liquid coming out from the shock, and once that happens, they've gone to shit. But again, I'm not surprised. I swear, shocks don't last long at all. They never do. So you do probably need a new shock. Those aren't very expensive. Which, well, that's right, this is an actual strut. It does make it a little pricier, but it is better because the spring does, even though the spring doesn't wear as fast as the shock, it does wear. So that's what I recommend on that. You should probably replace these because the shock's of them, and you just want to get the whole strut. Basically, the spring and shock comes together, swap old one out, new one in. But I mean, really looking around, that's the only thing I see at all. Like bushings on control arms even look great. So yeah, suspension wise, you're great. Just probably you most likely need struts. And again, that's completely normal. Another friend of mine that he's worked, he's been a tech at dealerships and everything. He told me what the service interval on these is most cars, and I was kind of shocked because I couldn't imagine buying a new suspension that often. But at the same time, it makes sense. He said every 60,000 miles, pretty much need to just replace your whole suspension is what the vehicle, like the manufacturers, are recommending. And from what I've seen, like springs and stuff last real long, but from what I've seen from shocks, that makes sense. That's why I'm saying I almost never see these last long. I don't think I've ever taken a shock off that's had even as little as 40, 50,000 miles or more that wasn't dead. Like you could, take it off and compress it and it would just stay. It wouldn't come back out. So yeah, shocks just never last long. So pretty sure you need this, but everything else looks great. Sway bar length looks good. I mean, the bushings are, rubber's getting a little warm, but that's normal. They're still holding. So sway bar length looks great. Tie rods, ball joints, your suspension overall is fantastic. Just maybe struts, and then your brakes are all fixed up today. And that's the last thing I'm going to do. Once I get the other side done, I will take the rear wheel off and give it a once over there, look at your brake pads, stuff like that. But yeah, there's your once over on the front.